Well, hello, thanks for checking out the DIY Homefront. I'm walking out to the barn so we can check out one of our mowers. The other day I was cutting grass and it was making some terrible noises, and then out of nowhere it got quiet and the deck stopped cutting grass. The belt went bad, just ripped up into shreds. Well, I replaced that belt on my zero-turn lawnmower, and we'll get to that right now. So the mower was making some pretty ugly sounds, and I thought one of the bearings and one of the spindles had gone bad, but it turned out to be just the belt. And I have a replacement belt. Well, let me get the new belt and we'll compare it to this torn up one. I went and looked in my barn, and I already had one for this mower. That's the drive belt for the mower deck. If you don't know what size you need, don't throw the old belt away. What you want to do is you want to take this to Tractor Supply or someplace like that to make sure you get the right size belt. There's a bunch of different pulleys that belt's going to wrap around, and there's a spring tightener that keeps tension on it, and the belt's going to go underneath these. Now you can either fight getting the belt under there, or you can just go ahead and take off all the screws. And I have already loosened all these screws so I could take them off. And like everything else, they're easy to get misplaced in the grass, so keep them someplace safe. This deck has the directions on how the belt goes, but it's not really doing me much good underneath there, is it? This mower is a 2013 year model, and I have replaced this deck once before. 2 years ago, I decided I needed a new one and ordered it. It took almost a year for it to come in because it was on back order. And then when it came in, I swapped everything off my old deck and put it on this one. Okay, let the fun begin. These belts are going to wrap back that way to where the engine is. I think I replaced the deck drive belt twice with those metal covers on. And I spent quite a bit of time trying to get the belt onto the pulley. And then you can't really see if it's on the pulley when you're trying to do the other side. It just is difficult. It's a lot easier just to commit to getting out your wrenches, taking the covers off, and being able to see what you're doing. That's a good start. Now I'm going to go in the back and make sure that I've got it around the motor. This mower uses a V-belt, and a V-belt has a truly flat side, and then one side of the belt is cut like a wedge. And you can see this pulley is cut like a wedge, so the wedge side of the belt goes on it. The really sucky part is the spring tensioner, because once you do that, it gets tight. This is the only way I know to do it, is to just... So the belts are always tight when you first put them on. You'll even feel like you probably have the wrong size belt. But they stretch out just a little bit, and once you use them for a while, they end up loosening up, so to speak. This is another reason why you want to take those covers off. I have tried to put the belt on and then pull the spring taut, and that's not any easier. And this is another point where the safety monitor would say, be extremely careful with what you're doing, because getting your finger in between the belt and the pulley is a sure way to be in pain. If you struggle and it still seems like the belt will just not go over the pulleys, like it's not long enough, go back and double check to make sure that you've got the belt on the right sides of the pulley. The V part of the belt should be on the wedge part of the pulley, and the back or the flat side of the belt should be on a flat pulley. And if you're still struggling, see if you can't watch some YouTube video or go back to the owner's manual or find a decal someplace on the lawnmower that shows you how the belt should be routed over all the pulleys. Just keep at it and eventually you'll get it. Now we put the covers back on. It's best to put all of these in before you tighten any one. You want to tighten them, but you don't want to get them too tight. I'll get all these screws tightened on both sides, and then we should be able to start the mower up and see how it does. I would call this a win. It looks like the mower deck's cutting just fine. Well, the mower's back in service and it's cutting the grass just fine. I can't complain. It's not that hard. I think you could probably do it too if you put your mind to it. If you're looking for a belt, take the old one to the Tractor Supply. You'll find one there for sure. Well, this has been. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'm going to see you in the next video.